this trip has shown me how convenience at home is very valuable, because it's been really hard doing our laundry, to doing dishes, to filtering water, to just carrying our supplies we needed for the project up to the work site. We all had to do that by hand.
Convenience-wise, I think the trip wasn't necessarily easy in terms of convenience. Obviously, a lot of us, even just getting up to go to the bathroom was we would be at the work site and you'd either have to make a choice, you either go into the forest and kind of take care of business there, or you have to walk all the way back to camp. Things like talking on the phone every day, you're so used to it at times, but I think when it comes to a situation where you don't have a choice, we just didn't have cell phone reception. We didn't have any service. So I think when we all go home, we'll either lean off of it and try not to be so dependent on it, or we'll just realize how valuable it is to be able to talk to people whenever you want.
Well, I think on this trip we ran into more troubles than we've ever had before about electricity, about internet, about cell phones, everything that we needed to be able to plug in to make the things happen that we normally do. There was just a glitch in every direction. So we spent some of our time actually doing what we were calling fishing for internet, where we're driving around in a boat out on the open river hoping to find a signal somewhere because we heard there was one out there.
Obtaining rocks for the nursery project was a task that involved many more steps than we had originally thought. First, 4 students had to take a 20-minute boat ride up the coastline to a shore that was full of rocks, fill the boat entirely with the rocks, and then return to the shore. After unloading them, we formed a bucket line, kind of like what we did with the sand, to fill wheelbarrows, which we wheeled up to the worksite and emptied. In the States, we're used to just going to Home Depot and getting bags full of supplies or hiring a landscaper to do the dirty work. But in now, where convenience stores are non-existent, we had to use a much more slower and involved process.
For the sand and the rock lines, it seemed pretty inconvenient to have to go up the coast to go get the rocks and then bring them back and have a whole bucket line that took almost half a day. But in the end, it makes you appreciate all the work that you put into something. Here in the States, we're used to going to Home Depot and you can get a bag full of rocks or a bag full of sand or dirt or whatever you need, and you can go and carry on with your project. But in Ana, when we had to go and get all the supplies ourselves and use manual labor to do everything, even though it was a slower process, I think it makes you appreciate all that you're capable of and all your abilities a lot more.
Even though our work was super tedious at times, I found a lot of meaningful benefits out of what we did. I think, first of all, it kept us moving a lot, which is great, and then it kind of forced us to think outside of the box and be creative, just like the locals. And then it also forced us to lean on each other. It really brought us together, and it was a beautiful thing to see at the end of the day.